Hey, nasties. Welcome to the Tough Cup Podcast. So, last episode, I gave Jake a lot of shit for talking about Zoe Kravitz drinking milk. I have now seen the Batman, and I am ready to talk about Zoe Kravitz drinking milk because
Thank God. Okay, thank God.
There is no reason for her to have taken photos like that. She barely does any cat things. She has a cat. She has several cats, but that's it. She doesn't do cat things. Why is she drinking milk like that? What's up with that? Why's she doing that?
What do you mean do cat things? Do you want her to spit up fucking
I don't.
hairball?
I don't want her to, but she doesn't. So it's why did she need to drink milk like that to get into character? Why did she need that? It's so frustrating.
You started it off. I think you answered your own question by how you started off this episode. Hey, nasties.
Oh God, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. And if you're not a nasty if you don't drink milk like that, and we do mean like that, please go look at those pictures because, ooh boy,
drinking
my life has
chunky
changed.
milk out of a bowl.
What if it's clam chowder and we're just all projecting?
Well, that still is the wrong way to eat clam chowder. So still for the nasties.
By comparison, I have not seen the Batman, so I cannot comment. So with that,
hello, thank you for the comparison.
Thank you. I just wanted to add my 2 cents on the subject.
Hey, we're the Tough Cup. We compare movies, so.
Whoa! The audience didn't know that yet.
Spoilers, Jake. You're already spoiling it.
Oh, yeah.
Hello and welcome back. We're the Tough Cut Podcast. I'm Matthew.
I'm Alex.
And I lost an hour of sleep last night. Remember daylight savings?
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah.
And this is episode 56, part 3 of our Disney Channel original movies bracket. Coming at you in today's episode. In the first half, we've got Smart House versus Zenon, Girl of the 21st Century.
Oh, wow.
And then in the second half of the episode, we've got High School Musical versus Can of Worms. So it'll be a lot of fun.
What a wild.
I love getting to our semifinals because, I'm always surprised all over again by what makes it past our initial, read through and watch. It just gets funnier and funnier to me to see these movies, especially after we've talked about them on a base level. See what makes it and see where our likes and dislikes lie. You know,
I'm sure that there's someone out there that could really do some psychoanalysis on all 3 of the boys here at the Tough Cut and what we vote for each bracket and genre. There's a lot to learn.
I'd read that essay, but I'm a narcissist. We spoil things in here. There's a big old spoiler warning. We're going to spoil these movies, probably other movies. We won't spoil the Batman for you, though, because that just came out, and that'd be a dick move.
And I haven't seen it yet, so please don't.
It's pretty good, guys. It's pretty wild when they chop
but
Batman's arm off.
You should look at the Zoe Kravitz
milk pics.
Yeah, you should do that. That's not a spoiler. It's just
because, as Alex said,
content.
She doesn't drink milk like that in the movie. So,
sorry guys, I ruined it. I ruined the movie for you. Sorry, nasties. So I apologize, nasties. You won't get what you want out of Batman.
The nasties are going to get nasty, guys. Oh no.
Jake, do you want to go ahead and introduce Smart House?
Okay, man. We're just hopping right
Alex
into it.
Didn't say his thing. He didn't say.
We after the first couple brackets, we don't say it for the remainder of the brackets.
Yeah, I know, but I just felt like
this
Alex
is Disney Channel bracket. You got
maybe
Disney Channel original movies in the bracket.
Thank you. Now, do you want to introduce Smart House?
God, I do. Yeah, Smart House coming at you in 1999. It's one of those ones, guys.
Whoa.
Directed by LeVar Burton, Reading Rainbow, which we did not talk about. Definitely want to get into that. We didn't talk about it in depth. I know you have to bring it up because that's really dope.
I mean, is there more to say? It was directed by LeVar Burton. Crazy.
I just think that's really cool. Reading Rainbow dude has either a kink or he's scared. You know that meme where it's horror writers versus oh god, what was the other kind? I don't know, but it was basically the people who write fucked up shit are all very nice people, and the people working on like rom-coms are like fucking like evil gremlin people.
It was with like fanfic and like smut and like weird sex stuff. People who write the weird sex stuff, and the horror movie writers are like very sweet and kind.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But anyway, this Smart House is about a boy literally trying to stop his father from dating, so he designs a sexy AI, and she turns evil.
I feel like you describing the AI as sexy is misleading, Jake. Because I feel like the intent was not, hey, this AI is going to be sexy. The intent was, this is mom AI. This is like,
if you get really riled up, real riled up by 50s housewives or by mothers, then Jake's comment holds true.
We got a movie for you.
Look, I know our audience. I know our nasties, and I think at least 37% of our audience would find the Smart House AI hot, and I speak for them.
Jake, that honestly is a large percentage. That is larger than
given our analytics. That's probably true.
Yeah.
Call out to any new listeners. You're getting baked into that data, regardless of what you say.
Yeah, can you let me know if you guys like MILFs in the chat?
You know what, guys? Honestly, social media followers, if you aren't attracted to the house and Smart House, tweet at us.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know if you're
now
not.
that they'll not tweet
us, we know that 100% of our audience is sexually attracted to the house.
Nice. On the other side of this, Alex, do you want to introduce Zenon?
Hell yeah. Zenon, girl of the 21st century. Released in 1999 on the Disney Channel, directed by Kenneth Johnson. The year is 2049, and Zenon Carr's 13-year-old girl who lives with her family on an Earth-orbiting space station. She finds out that the guy who owns the space station is really creepy and weird, and so she's like, hey, this guy's weird. And then she gets in trouble for saying that and is sent to Earth, where she finds out Earth is populated by normies, and everyone's super lame. She meets a pop star and goes back to space and saves the day. The wildest thing in this movie are the stakes to me, because all of a sudden she's like, this guy's weird. Like, this guy's really weird. What's up with that? And no one listens to her or pays attention to her. And then all of a sudden, everyone in the space station is going to die. You know? Like, that just, like, comes out of nowhere, right? What'd you guys think about that?
Yeah, so this is something I wanted to talk about, was the, I guess, stakes and resolutions as a broad category. Because, like, obviously, what Zenon's trying to get at in some ways is the experience being a child. We talked about this last time we talked about Zenon. However, as far as how high stakes the movies in this bracket are, obviously Minutemen was sort of on the same level. But every other movie here, it's like, you know, they're like minor personal stakes. Like, what's going to happen in Smart House if they don't stop the house? They have to live in the house and be taken care of by Robomommy.
Yeah.
Notice he said Robomommy nasties.
That's my favorite flavor.
Of what?
You know,
just leave that open.
I love that good Robomommy flavor. You know, it's like heavily prevalent in Asian cuisine.
In Robomommy. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. I almost went too gross, guys.
Yeah, so I think the stakes in Zenon are wild, because it's literally everyone Zenon knows except for her aunt on Earth and like her couple newfound Earth friends will literally die.
Mm-hmm.
However, talking about the actual ending of Zenon, like the corporation, you know, it's dissolved, the owner gets arrested. Where's the station going to get its funding? Like, they still need money, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so like, that's such a fucking Matthew like way to think about this. The end of a Disney Channel original movie, they're like, how are they going to get funding at the end of this movie?
It's a genuine question because like she's so worried about going to Earth, but their space station's 100% going to get grounded. They can't stay up there if there's no one to pay for things.
Matt, I like to think after Zenon's effect on interstellar pop sensation protozoa, he would fund the space station.
Yes.
He does come back. He comes back.
He's true. Back in the other Zenons. Movie.
Maybe. Oh my God. Actually, it makes sense that because remember, we talked about how all of a sudden he has larger roles. I think that they did that
the space station.
so that he would fund them. They gave him larger roles because this is real, right? This is a documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They gave him like an executive producer credit. You know how they like to soften people to get them to pay for the movie. That's what they did.
I believe you.
Thank you.
On the other side, though, with Smart House, two things.
His dad would have dated for motivation and stakes. Come on.
Yeah. But which really should motivate any teenage boy. Your dad dating? No. I'll be the house worker, Dad. One, it really makes me appreciate how Pixel Perfect approaches AI because Smart House's ending, it's just him telling the house, like, you'll never be human and you'll never be my mom. And then the house is like, oh, okay.
That's kind of beautiful, though. Okay, no. Smart House is about setting boundaries, you asshole. It's about being like, no, like, you need to realize that, like, not everything can be, like, all set in stone or whatever. And, like, it was probably about the fear. I mean, it is about the fears of, like, your dad or mom got a divorce and they date someone new and they try to be your parent. And it's a really confusing time. And setting those boundaries, even if they seem harsh, might be important for your growth.
See, but okay, so here's my issue with that interpretation is that the woman that the dad is dating, the son, not necessarily that he doesn't try, because like, I get it. You're upset that like your dad is dating someone new, but it's also like she doesn't do anything to like act like a mom. He's mean to her before she's ever dating the dad. Like, I think this guy just hates adult women.
That I can't defend that because it's probably true. But I will say that like it feels like a very kid thing to do to like be mean before, like, he's a little kid and he sees like a woman that may resemble a mom.
He's in high school. Like, he's old enough to understand that like when his dad is dating someone, like
he understands. It doesn't mean he's not little dick boy.
Yeah, he's still not okay with it.
Wow, Jake, I can't believe you said that kid had a tiny penis.
Wait, hey.
So thinking Smart House, thinking Zenon, talking our protagonists, talking how capable they are. If we think we put Zenon Carr in Smart House and we put Ben Cooper in Zenon,
Ben Cooper's getting his shit beat out of him. Like, I don't
Ben Cooper is immediately assassinated by the CEO guy.
Dude, 100%. Raven Simone's character would beat the shit out of him.
So I'm not convinced Ben Cooper has the wherewithal to realize there's an evil plot.
Yeah. He'd just be hanging out.
I think... Yeah, he'd be like, "Oh, you have a competition to go on stage with Protozoa?"
Yeah. Which one has the better dance number?
All of his energy would be into like figuring out how to put like 1 million entries into the Protozoa competition, and then when he wins, all of his energy would be like, "I need to plan out what my dance is going to be when Protozoa pulls me on stage."
And then the space station explodes, and everyone Ben Cooper knows dies. Versus. I think Zenon in Smart House builds a better house.
Well, because Zenon would not program the house to be... Well, Zenon would not program the house to be like an overbearing mom, because that is so counter to what Zenon would want to do, Zenon, I think, would make the house into a cool dance party all the time.
So you think Zenon cool, Ben Cooper...
Drool? Yes.
Ben Cooper's definitely an incel, right?
Save that for Can of Worms. Save it for Can of Worms because I've got thoughts on that subject.
Sorry, well, I just realized we had incels move on in the bracket, but
but looping back to your comment, Jake, just because I've got a quick thought. You said who's got a better dance number? Mm-hmm. No offense to Protozoa, but the Smart House dance scene we've already touched on is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
However, I want to address some social media comments about it really quickly. People seem to think that we aren't aware of the fact that kids learn dances to do with their friends.
What?
No. Okay. If you have not seen this scene from Smart House, you need to go watch it immediately. It is very
After the
different
Zoe Kravitz milk thing. I want to be very clear that is your
one
order
and then
of
the other,
importance.
back to back.
It is
back to back.
so different from kids learning and doing the dance to a song. It is the most absurd, crazy scene. This guy's friends show up at his house for a party that he didn't know about. And then they're the first ones there. And they're like, let's get this party started. And the three of them put on a concert.
We are not.
Right on the TV, on a huge screen, and just do the dance. Like, there is no... It is wild.
So part of it is, this is a movie, okay, audience? And generally,
okay, you dumb audience, you dumb stupid audience, this is a movie.
Generally, when something is a character trait in a movie, you need to exposit about it and show it to us that, like, we know that Ben can dance. Mm-hmm. The fact that he and his friends, with no indication they can dance, suddenly dance, that's the important piece, okay? It's not that we understand
they never
kids
talk
learn
about,
dances.
They never even talk about, like, hanging out and, like, oh, did you hear the new song? Like, oh, we need to learn that dance. Or, like, oh, man, I can't wait to do the dance.
This is one of the few instances where I needed a little tell at the Don't Show. Not show, don't tell. They literally were like... They literally were the epitome of show. Do not tell anything. Do not give any detail.
Yeah, this would be like him and his friends secretly learned a slam to funk dance, and then tore it up without showing anyone that maybe this was them practicing. Maybe they had, before the movie started, talked about wanting to learn it, went to Ben's house, learned it, and they're like, okay, we're still not 100%.
Okay, but it's also like, during this scene, they do the dance 100%. Like, they've got it down. But, like, if they, like, learned it for this, why are they doing it now and not when people are there? Like, it's such a weird choice to have them do it before the party starts. Like, if they do it during the party, that's one thing, because then it's like a cool, exciting thing, you know? But it's just the three of them. It's so weird. I will say, in comparing the two... What you originally said, Matt, of, like, comparing the two dances, comparing the two songs.
No, Jake's comment originally, giving him credit.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The song in Smart House kicks ass. It's so much better than the song from Zenon. Like, the zooms. It's pretty dumb. The jumping, the house is jumping. Like, I could groove to that 24 hours a day.
Yeah, it's because Slam to Funk is a real band, and I don't know if is Protozoa's song? Is that real?
I actually really loved the zoom. Like, really? I loved that one growing up. I did. I did love it.
You know what, audience? We're going to make a poll. We're going to make an internet poll. You choose which song is your favorite, and whichever one is your favorite, the three of us will learn and record the dance and do the dance to it and put it on social media.
I mean, I still think, regardless, that I want to. We made a promise. I don't know what I said. I think 1 million followers on social media.
Yeah.
Look, and regardless, we will learn Smart Houses.
Yeah. Guys, I mean, if the Smart House ones wins, like, we don't even, the beauty of it is clearly we don't even have to learn it. We just have to get together and look at the TV and our bodies will become possessed and we'll know what to do. I do have another thing that I want to say about these two movies, unless someone else has.
Yeah, please go for it.
So 2049 is Zenon, right?
Yeah.
That's not far away.
No.
That's 27 years. That's close. And, like, Smart House talks about AI. That's also, like, a little bit talking about AI. what in regards to like our future as a society, what do you think is going to happen first?
Big concept question.
Yeah, guys.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So Jake, here's the thing. Smart House was supposed to be happening in 1999. We are just now getting to a point in society, like in the last couple of years, where that is actually a reality. Not to the extent, but, you know, we have smart devices. We have, you know, a house and things that constantly listen to us and spy us on us and sell us things. So, you know, like we are there. I think we are as close to Smart House as we're going to get. Zenon, I think, is still, we're not there yet. We don't have big space station society, you know? Earth during Zenon seemed fairly normal, besides just like easy, quick space shuttles. But like everything else seemed pretty much the same. So to answer your question, Smart House comes first. And like a what came first, chicken or the egg, between Smart House and Zenon.
Right. What would y'all prefer?
Well, Zenon, because I hate smart technology, is evil.
Yeah. Well, a perfected version. Obviously, the Smart House as it stands, it ain't that great unless you're attracted to the house.
No sexy house mom, just regular house mom, is what you're saying.
Well, I don't think the sexiness is the issue here. Not for me, at least.
Yeah. You know, what if Jeff Bezos just made Alexa sexy?
Isn't that a Super Bowl ad?
Is it?
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan is Alexa, and they make him sexy. Well, they don't make him sexy. Michael B. Jordan is just sexy.
He is. Yeah. Which callback we've talked about on the podcast before.
Oh, yeah. Listen to our first bracket.
Sequel Showdown. You can probably skip Sequel Showdown, honestly. That's a joke. Listen to all of our content.
So, okay, here's what I'll say about Sequel Showdown. Content, good. Audio quality, bad.
Yeah, who would let that happen? Who would do that?
I don't know. You know, someone who's using their microphone backwards for the
sounds like a fucking asshole, dude.
Probably. So something that just came to my attention, literally right this second. Apparently, Smart House is based on a Ray Bradbury story. This cannot be real.
What?
The Disney Wiki must be mistaken about this.
Disney Wiki's just reaching for straws, maybe?
No. The synopsis of the story. In the story, a mother and father struggle with their technologically advanced home taking over their role as parents.
Oh. Hey, you know what? That seems about right, actually. That feels like a good enough
That's crazy.
Story. So
yeah, they're right. That's just kind of fun. And also Zenon's an adaptation.
Oh.
How weird is that?
What of?
Yeah, it's a series of books, I think literally titled Zenon Girl of the 21st Century.
Oh, that's rad. So you're telling me these aren't Disney Channel original movies?
Well, the movies are original to Disney Channel, but they're not original content. Not that I don't really have anything to add on that that fact. I just it raised an eyebrow with me. It's interesting. But Smart House, Zenon, we should feel like there's got to be one more comparison we can talk with these two. Or we can just go straight into voting. It'll just be a shorter section.
So what I'll say, and I'll kind of like go over my rationalization going into like voting. I also think a big plus that Zenon has is that it feels like it has more, no pun intended for Smart House's content, but like more life to it. You know, it has more characters that like more expansive characters that I like, and more like, you know, side things going on. It just feels like it has more life.
It feels multi-dimensional.
I'm going to say something.
Yeah, I actually super agree with that. It feels like a lot of Smart House. There's not a lot going on. Like, Ben is relatively passive outside of telling the house to be his mom.
And the dance, whereas, that was pretty active.
Yeah, that's super active, but that's, as we said, perfect cinema. Whereas Zenon, I feel like, is through basically the entire film like a very active character. So it's just like generally like a more interesting watch, I think.
Yeah.
Which is not to say that Smart House isn't fun, because it is.
It is. Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess I'm I mean, it sounds like we're ready to vote.
I think so.
Yeah, I just felt like I needed to, because like I do love Smart House, but I do think that overall, if Smart House wouldn't have been a Disney Channel original movie, and they would have aged it up, and they would have put Oscar Isaac in it, and they would have put Domhnall Gleeson in it, right? That's the other, and they would have made A24 distribute it, and they would have made the robot sexier, and they would have maybe slept with the robot, maybe not, and then the robot killed them. I think that would have been a better movie. That's just a pitch for me.
Yeah, well, we totally don't spoil other movies on the Top Cut podcast, so I hope you don't figure out what movie Jake was envisioning.
That was the
totally
Smart
not
House
real.
pitch. That's a Smart House pitch.
Brand new pitch.
Brand new pitch.
Well, right before we go into voting, the one thing I want to say, because it sounds like I can kind of suss out where we're leaning.
What do you mean? What
I'm a 17% of what of it.
A so long farewell to Ben Cooper and what is one of the strangest DCOM characters who wants to be his family's parent, and also is known for entering too many competitions as his primary character traits. With that, I am voting for Zenon Girl of the 21st Century.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. I am too.
Zenon is it's just so deep major. It's incredible. I've got to vote for Zenon as well.
Oh, nice. Yeah, clean sweep.
With that, Zenon Girl of the 21st Century advances to our DCOM finale. Who would have guessed it?
Me.
Hell yeah. Yeah. You write these episodes, though, Jake.
Yeah, Jake, you're the writer for the Disney Channel bracket.
All right. Jumping over to the other side of this bracket. Jake, do you want to introduce Can of Worms?
No, I went first last time.
Okay. I will introduce High School Musical then. After Troy and Gabriella have a very steamy New Year's Eve karaoke sing-off together, Gabriella what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Transfers to East High, where Troy, the popular captain of the basketball team, has to... This is fucking terrible. Why can't I summarize this movie? Okay, give me, you know what?
It's speaking volumes.
High School Musical. I just popped that baby in Google. Troy Bolton, the star athlete at a small town high school, falls for nerdy beauty Gabriella Montez at a holiday karaoke party. When they return to campus, Troy and Gabriella audition for the upcoming musical. Meanwhile, the jealous Sharpay Evans conspires to squelch their chances. The two must struggle to make it to auditions while also meeting their existing obligations to the basketball team and the academic decathlon. Released in 2006, directed by Kenny Ortega.
I'll be honest, I liked yours. I liked yours better.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm incapable of summarizing High School Musical. I don't know why it's so tough for me. Either way.
Did you guys?
Sorry, go ahead.
You talking about the plot of High School Musical made me realize, is High School Musical just our generation's Grease?
Yeah, pretty much.
Girl,
it's like a toned
transfers
down
to school.
They also have
they had met
full
before.
Adults, you know.
Yeah, Grease is people in their 30s pretending to be high schoolers.
No, honestly, I full on think that they aren't even pretending. Like they aren't even trying to hide the fact that they're full on adults. You know?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a really good point, Alex. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. We do smart things sometimes.
Yeah, Jake.
Yeah,
Can of Worms.
Can of Worms. Guys.
Okay, wait. Quick interjection. Okay. John Travolta was only 23 when they filmed Grease.
Dude, okay, no, this is a real thing that I've thought about. Like, I don't know if we just think we're like forever young and that we look young or whatever the fuck, but something in the water about 20, like, you know, mid-20s people, like in the 80s or whatever, they look so much older in pictures. than like I feel like I look right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird. It's weird. Because John Travolta looks at least 32 in Grease.
Okay, looking at photos, his face is softer.
There you go.
But yeah, 23 still surprises me. Huh. Either way, we are not talking about Grease in this bracket. It just that blew my mind. I
hate to tell you, Matthew, but I guess we are.
Yeah, it seems I mean, this time I wasn't the one that brought it up. I did not take us inexorably off track.
Well, you did, because you continued the conversation, Matt. We were ready to move on, and you were like, look at John Travolta's adult man face.
Yeah, you did. You did, actually. That's
Sandy was 29 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, she looks older, though.
That tracks. That tracks, guys. That tracks.
That's crazy. Yeah, everyone else was like in their late 20s, early 30s. John Travolta was like by far the youngest person. Oh, not quite. There are a couple other people that are in their early 20s. Either way, we'll save that for when we talk about Grease.
Isn't it wild how big John Travolta's mouth is?
Look, I'm not here to talk about another Scientologist on this podcast, okay?
That's not why you're here?
No, I'm not a representative from the Church of Scientology, no matter how much you guys keep accusing me of it.
I've seen your bank statements.
Okay. Can of worms.
Yeah, can of worms. Guys, aliens are there. And aliens are there in 1999. And there's a teenager who's really dissatisfied, and he thinks maybe he's an alien. And he meets these aliens, and he's like, man, some of these guys are cool, some of them are not so friendly. That's
he
pretty
really
it.
only likes the
dog.
Weird the dog, the space cops, and the weird alien that he was telling the story about.
Yeah.
Wait.
Most of them he does not like.
There are a lot. There are a lot of it's a whole can of worms, guys.
Whoa!
So I really need to acknowledge something. For me, this actually is a difficult matchup, and I'll tell you why. I think both of these movies succeed in being a Disney Channel original movie for two completely different reasons. I think, we discussed before, High School Musical is genuinely a really good Disney Channel original movie, and it, was about the change of the time, and it's you can say what you want about story stuff or whatever, but it's good. Like, it feels like it's for teens going in. It's iconic, and it's singing, it's whatever. Like, there's positivity to it. It's a Disney Channel original movie. But Can of Worms feels like a fever dream of childhood, and I also think that having a bad Disney Channel original movie is also the essence of a Disney Channel original movie. I don't think they should be like these masterpieces or whatever, or at least this was the 1999 version of Disney Channel original movies.
Yeah, before the High School Musical turning point.
Yeah.
So here's my issue with that. Is that in the 90s the 90s Disney Channel original movies, they still had dynamic characters.
Yeah.
Like all of the sports ones have like significant relationships with multiple people that are dynamic. Like all of like Zenon has specific relationships with characters that are dynamic. This movie does not have that. The only relationship Mike has is with this other girl, and everything else is incredibly flat. Like there aren't any dynamic relationships besides with you said her name was Caitlin? Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think it's really bad, and I don't think it is bad in a way that feels Disney Channel original movie. I think it just feels bad.
I think it's fun.
I think it's very fun. I think it's Goosebumps bad.
Yeah.
I think it's worse than Goosebumps, though. Like, I don't think it's a fun bad.
However, I do agree that I don't think, like, on a fundamental level, Can of Worms is like a great movie. I fall that it's like can't be bad, which I understand, Alex. I totally get your perspective. But you are very much not alone. The internet in general does not have a warm reception to Can of Worms.
Can of Worms got buried. Like, it got buried. They talk about the other, like, cringy Disney Channel original movies all the time, but I think this is hilarious that it got buried.
That this is just, like, not remembered, and Disney tried to, like, intentionally lock it away in a vault.
The Disney vault, but it's not like the Disney Classics vault. It's like the Disney, like, gulag.
Yeah.
I just want to read a review for Can of Worms. This is from IMDb user Brianna Kraus. It's her only review on the website. When I was a child, only at the age of 8, I woke up in a cold sweat while this movie was playing. Traumatic, if I do say. I only saw the last 30 minutes, but I had nightmares for the next 2 years. All I could remember was the aliens. Everyone thought I was lying, making things up. And after a while, I did too. It must have been a weird dream that stuck with me. That's what I thought. Oh, was I so wrong? Fast forward 10 years, I have not stopped thinking about this movie. My every waking moment, every time someone brings up the Critters franchise, I have to relish in the fact that it's not this movie that's been haunting my thoughts for 12 years. I finally found this stupid movie. My character arc's over. I can finally rest. Also, Mike is literally the definition of an incel and does not deserve Caitlin. And I get that. Like, this movie, how it was locked away, I can see it becoming like a cryptid nightmare for people that just like they can't remember the name of, and it haunts them for years. Which is fun. I like that.
I think it's fun. Yeah, I'm in the camp where, like, I think it's really cool that something can haunt the memory. And, like, I don't know, man.
However, to speak to something that Brianna, IMDb user Brianna Kraus mentions, Mike being an incel. So I super, super agree with that. I think if this movie was set in the mid 2000s, just something about Mike's vibes, you know?
Yeah,
I think he would be on 4chan. I think that, like, he just gives me incel vibes.
Totally agree. He's got the, what's he using so much bandwidth on, you know?
Yeah. So with that in the air,
important to remember, Can of Worms, now problematic in two ways. Incel Mike, Jewish stereotype aliens. That's two strikes.
But sometimes you got to tell the story of an incel, a cautionary tale, so to speak.
I thought you were going to be like, sometimes you gotta knock the Jews down a peg.
No, that is not where I was going.
sometimes, and I'm talking to you as a Jewish man here. Sometimes the Jews need to be knocked down a peg.
They're on top of too many worlds out there.
Yeah. We have it too good sometimes, you know.
Yeah. So with that in the air, the high school experiences on display in these movies, minus the aliens.
Damn it.
Which high school experience do you feel, is more accurate?
I mean,
accurate.
Okay. So I think both of them are incredibly inaccurate. But what I will say is that I think, and we joked about this last time and critiqued High School Musical for it, but I think in thinking about it more, the weight that all of these minor events have feels incredibly high school. Like, how tumultuous it all is, how important everything is when it's like just a game, just like a like practice or whatever, like just the audition. Like, these minor events are so important to them. And that feels very high school. So I got to give it to High School Musical.
And also, unfortunately, like, unfortunate for two ways, some worse than others. Like, the bullying in High School Musical especially the stick to the status quo shit seems very real. And I hate to say it, but even the racially charged bullying in High School Musical feels very real. Telling this man to stick with basketball and the white woman doing the pop, lock, and boogie, and that feels very real. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of get a gauge for where you guys sit on those concepts, because I think I fall generally towards your original statement, Alex, that I don't know if either of these are too accurate, which of course makes sense. They're movies. And yeah,
you keep telling the audience that these are movies. I really feel like you don't trust them.
I think that's really the heart of it. That I know they're not to be trusted. The audience is not to be trifled with.
Listen up, you big dumb nasties. I don't trust you. These are movies. That's
in
you,
movies?
Matt, that's what you sound
not
like.
Real. Thank you.
You sound good. Yeah. I'll say it.
Thanks.
You're welcome, man. What were you gonna say, Matthew, please?
I have completely lost my train of thought. However, I think that Alex's point of high schoolers making a really big deal out of very minor events, feeling accurate, I do think that there's some definite truth to that. And also, though, with Can of Worms, the bully character being just generally well liked by people and good at lots of things, I feel is also more accurate to my high school experience, that the popular kids were just general, not, we didn't really, I went to a super large high school, so we didn't have popular kids, but in each respective subject, it's people who are just good at multiple things and just generally well liked, which I think is really funny to include. We already talked about our relationship in high school, Jake. I was your secret hater from across the seas.
Yeah.
And I like also that it seems to be mostly just Mike, Can of Worms' main character, who really, and I guess his friends that really don't like the perfect specimen, the bully in Can of Worms. Well, they have, kind of labeled him that way.
So that's what I kind of don't get, because my high school experience, and I guess this is different from you, Matt. My high school, the popular kids were not good at everything. They were good at sport, and then just kind of didn't try in school. And not to say that bullies have to be dumb, not trying people, but
just wasn't your high school experience.
Yeah. Doesn't feel authentic to me.
Yeah. So I think that it's just the nature of my super, super large high school, that there wasn't a single clique of popular kids. It was in everyone's relative subsection, there's the popular honors kids who are varsity soccer players, but then also in science Olympiad or something, you know?
It was weird because in my high school experience, and I had multiple, all the high schools I went to, when I went to lunch, people got up on the tables and started singing about how I shouldn't pursue my passions.
Which, okay, so something that's wild about that song, the fact that it comes in the first 30 minutes of the movie, I don't know, just something about it does not feel earned in where it's timed.
Oh, see, I think it's so important because it establishes so much. It establishes that because it shows that it is more than just the basketball crowd is like this and the science Olympiad crowd is like this. It establishes the full culture of the high school as racist and terrible, rather than just as something that happens
just
later.
The basketball team.
Yeah,
that's
it's
fair.
About,
actually,
it's about cliques in high school, and and it also gives you all the side characters. That's
Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought about it that way. I was coming at it from the perspective of
big fun dance number.
Is it really? Well, no. That is there Troy auditioning for the musical and Gabriella auditioning, like people shaking things up? Is it really that significant that suddenly everyone's gonna like announce that what the things are that they wish they could do?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
like,
you're right to point it out, because this is like one of the this is one of the core scenes that people like point to. That now, it's a little different because we've had time with High School Musical, but that was one of the biggest satire points that people pointed to. It's like where they randomly started bursting out into song and dance, and it's in the middle of a cafeteria, and you're like, okay, this feels very musical.
It's still a musical.
Yeah,
it's a musical.
This is
it's in the name.
Musical. But for some reason, watching like the teens do it, like this was, yeah.
You know what's something that we haven't talked about? In High School Musical, Zac Efron does not sing in the first High School Musical. That is not him,
because he couldn't sing yet. Yeah.
How do we feel about that? Is the movie lying to us?
I think it's really funny that they cast him and he couldn't sing. That's insane. There are plenty of pretty boys that can sing, so I don't know why him. I don't know if this was like I don't know much about Zac Efron's relationship in Hollywood. Like, was this like a nepotism situation or like what? Because it's kind of wild,
right? It's like such a weird choice.
But it personally, I mean, it doesn't really bother me.
It bothers you.
Like, okay. Yeah, here I am 14 years after this movie, or 16. No, yeah, 14 years. No, 16 years. Came out 2006. After this movie came out.
I watched it midnight release. I was there.
And I'm still talking about the fact that Zac Efron was not the one that sang. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. Okay. I swear.
So he does not appear to be, I'm Googling. He does not appear to be like a nepotism choice. His dad is an electrical engineer and his mom is an administrative assistant. So
Zac Efron?
Interesting.
I don't know. He just has that natural charisma, I guess.
Yeah, it's just Efron's
why not him? A nepo baby? That's pretty big. He's a Disney Channel baby.
Also, yeah, the evolution of Zac Efron from soft boy to himbo is one of my favorite like human being arcs.
Where do you feel like he nailed it? Where do you feel like he nailed the transition?
What do you mean by that? Like, at what point do I think that he like went from being categorized soft boy to categorized himbo? Or because I think it's I think it's an art. Like
and
you slowly
also think
move
he's
along
one of the
spectrum.
Few Disney Channel actors who like actually like kind of broke off the Disney Channel curse, and he has made good movies post like in Hollywood and funny shit, right. Like
yeah.
Besides in Greatest Showman, fucking holds Zendaya's hand, you fucking idiot. Jesus
what a fucking
Christ.
Terrible monster. I think Zac Efron, I feel like he aged for us. Do you guys feel that? Like, he has just always been attractive at every age that he, like, at every stage in his life. When I like check
as
on
tastes have changed,
as tastes change, I feel like he's always there. Like, he's always he's always been in the right spot. Did you guys watch that docu series that he did? Down to Earth?
No, but I heard about it.
I am. That is a literal can of worms to get me to talk about. I have many thoughts about the Enlightened Himbo Travels TV show.
Yeah, this man's really going through it.
No, it's when you start to like scratch the surface a little. It's just a wild time.
I thought it was a good show. I thought it was good.
There's just some again, we will save it. We're not here to talk about the Himbo Travels show. But in general, it's a nice time. It's a nice time. Yeah, Alex is like anything to not talk about can of worms.
What? No. You guys ready to vote?
We already know it's moving on, so that's why.
Yeah, of course.
Trying to save my conversation. That's definitely the mind space that I'm at. Talking about can of worms.
So Chad Danforth versus Mike Pillsbury, the main character in Can of Worms.
Versus in
what do you think wins that fight?
Just fight?
They fight.
Chad wins. Chad for sure wins.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool,
no,
cool.
Chad wins. Chad wins
Not
here.
only do I think Chad is in better shape, but I also think Chad has a team. He's got a team behind him. He's got people
Chad also
analyzing Mike. Chad would fight dirty.
Chad fights dirty. We do know 100%. He's scheming.
Yeah,
we know
100%
he's a schemer.
Chad fights dirty.
He's sneaky. Chad's sneaky. I think the team would help him analyze Mike's like fighting strategy, and so he'd like go in there with like support and ideas, you know?
And do we think Mike would make a alien space weapon?
I think Mike would try to make an alien space weapon, and it would not work. Because Boy knows internet. Boy doesn't know laser.
Yeah, if we're talking fighting fists, then it's Chad. But if we're talking fighting, like, I don't know,
who can solve a Rubik's Cube fastest?
Yeah, if we're talking spatial reasoning, I don't know. I think Chad's losing here.
Well, okay, but Chad has innate understanding of physics from basketball.
Right. No, but he doesn't practice.
No, Chad does.
Oh, no, Chad does, actually. You're right.
Troy doesn't. Right. Yeah, Troy
doesn't.
For some reason, decided to have a comparison between a supporting character versus the main character.
No, you're right. Yeah. No, I think Chad's beating his ass if it's hand-to-hand combat.
Okay, cool. Cool. And have you guys internalized the fact that the alien on the poster of Can of Worms is wearing shoes and socks?
Wait. And also, I mean, the human mouth thing really fucking fucks me up.
Yeah, the
that
teeth
little guy
are,
got
the
shoes
teeth
and
are
socks on.
Okay.
Yeah,
really? Where?
Look at him.
He got shoes and socks?
Yeah, dude. Drip or drown.
Oh my god.
Drip or drown. So honestly, you know. Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you were honest.
Also, I think this is like the DVD case for the movie, but it says on the front, "Who's got the time to be a teenager when you have to save the world?" is an insane way to pitch Can of Worms, because I don't think the stakes are ever world saving. The aliens just want to take him away.
Yeah. Well, it's his world.
I also think
it's a personalized perspective.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if this is a poster or something, but it says the aliens are coming and they want to be your new best friends. Like, is that supposed to be ominous? Like, if you haven't seen the movie, why would you think that's bad? Why would it be like, oh no, you know?
Well, because he's like a goofy, gross alien. So you're like, I don't want that alien to be my best friend, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. This is about judging a book by its cover. Yeah.
That's what this is.
That's what this movie's about.
It's a good one. And honestly,
and you know what?
High School Musical is about judging them based on their one preferred characteristic.
Yeah.
Well, but like in regards to judging a book by its cover, that fits Mike, because it's like he looks like a person, but he's really an alien.
Maybe. The film doesn't really take a firm stance on it.
He's an alien. He's definitely an alien.
He's a soft alien.
It could have benefited from a Goosebumps style reveal at the end. You know?
Like his eyes glow in the last frame or some shit.
Yeah, like that'd be sick. You know? And a Goosebumps logo coming at the beginning of the movie. Yeah. And R.L. Stein writing it. And
oh, that's funny.
I want to do another Goosebumps bracket. I love Goosebumps.
Hey, I'm down. I'm down for another Goosebumps bracket.
Hell yeah. Let's find out.
Should we vote? I'm ready. Let's do it.
I'm ready too. I'm good to go here.
I'm voting for Can of Worms.
Fuck Jake. I wanted to start. I'm voting for High School Musical.
That leaves me. As much as I love Can of Worms, I feel like High School Musical does so much for the modern DCOM, does so much for the genre of DCOM. So I got to give it to High School Musical. Much as bad DCOM is a genre, I would be remiss if I voted against the defining classic.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong in what you did here today.
All right. Well, with that, we have our Disney Channel original movie finale. It'll be Zenon Girl, the 21st Century versus High School Musical, which will Be lots of fun, but also honorable mentions in the first half of that episode. So if you think we missed any DCOMs in our bracket, let us know on social media at Tough Cut Pod. We're on all your favorites. If you enjoyed today's episode, who should they share it with? Zoe Kravitz? Someone who sells milk.
Yeah, send it to your local milkman.
Oh, yeah. Share it with your local milkman.
If you still get milk delivered to your door.
And ask, why you have my eyes and hair, milkman? Why you have my really facial features, milkman?
Sometimes when you've got a AI mom that's a little too sexy, the milkman just, built different.
Milkman built different.
Hell yeah. We'll be asking for y'all honorable mentions. I know you guys have some honorable mentions for this one, so can't wait to go into it. Can't wait to dive in. It's going to be great.
People are really opinionated about Disney Channel movies.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Matthew's been attacked.
I let my wife pick 2 of my 3 choices, and she's still upset at the movies that were picked in this bracket.
That's so funny.
That's amazing.
I love that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't think there's anything else we say.
We say love you, nasties.
We love the little nasties. If you like the
nasties.
show, rate and review us on all your favorite podcasting platforms. We don't have enough ratings on Spotify to display a rating yet, which is kind of cringe. So if you listen on Spotify,
what a big bummer. What a bummer. Yeah. We've been doing this podcast for a year and people haven't reviewed us on Spotify. Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, they only added the feature to rate podcasts on Spotify like a couple months ago. But please, if you want to rate us, a little cheeky little rating.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I got anything else.
I certainly don't. Sure, coverage.